Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Onepeg. I don't typically end up doing videos like this. I'm at 1:54 of played time. But I thought that maybe this would be helpful for folks playing Elden Ring. I've got almost 200 hours logged into Elden Ring since it went live. About 175, I think, at this point. And after my normal playthrough, I started kind of messing around with speedy run build kind of things where you kind of progress a guy that you start to level of power as fast as you possibly can. And as I was doing this, I started realizing that it was incredibly fast and incredibly easy to get a character to +9 on a Somber stone weapon. What this video is going to do is it's going to show you all of the Somber stones, 1 through 9, and how to get them extremely fast. So if you're starting off on a new run, like I am right here, right now, it'll be easy and quick for you to be able to get those Somber stones in pretty short order. Now, these are going to get obtained a little bit out of order. The fastest and easiest way to do this is actually to borrow something from the speedrunning community. And if you've been watching or have heard anything about the current speedrun progress of Distortion 2, then a lot of this won't come as any surprise. If you're unfamiliar with Distortion, I would suggest watching him because some of the skips and things that he does during his speedrun strategies that he's building right now for this game are pretty absurd, and he's under 30 minutes now. I think he's just now getting to around 28 minutes on his speed runs, which are pretty insane. As an added bonus, this run is also going to obtain the Invasion Finger so that you can be a Recusant anytime that you want. There's a little skip for you. And it's also going to include an item pickup that will buff one of your weapons so that you end up doing double damage. But the first thing that we need to do is get to Raya Lucaria. And that's why we're riding this way right now. You don't have to necessarily take the route that I'm taking, but it ends up working out pretty well if you want to. Now in this case, if you're doing the speed run, you would jump off the cliff right here and head down. But in this case, I want to get the tear out of the church over here, so we're going to do that first. So make a little U-turn in the Church of Erith. If you're a caster and you end up wanting the scroll that spawns right here in this grave site, go for it. Otherwise, we're just going to end up cutting down here and going down into the lake. Oh, and if you are trying to rush the Somber stones, it's a good idea to end up taking the rune item as your starter, which is what I did, the Lands Between rune, and I would recommend grabbing that one instead. And we're going to ride into these ruins right here, the Purified Ruins. You're going to end up taking this teleporter. And this teleporter is going to take you to the South Lucaria Gate. We want to grab the save point here at the Lucaria Gate because we're going to be warping back to it a couple of times. And about now is when I prefer to update my flask. But we have to get through the dialogue first. We're going to add a charge and increase the amount. And then in allocating flash charges, we're going to even this out a little bit more at 3 and 2 instead of 4 and 1. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go right between these two gold trees. We're going to jump off and land right here. And from here, if you want to grab some runes on the run through, by all means, go for it. But we're going to end up running west into town. Now you're going to kind of head towards this broken down steeple, but we're actually going to be going left to this smaller broken down one on the other side of these tree line. You're going to go between these trees, kind of split the uprights, and then stay to the left, because we want to go into this broken down temple right here. Hop off your horse and loot the hatchet. Now, this is only if you want the hatchet, but it always helps. And in this case, this character is built to be able to use it kind of right away. From here, you're just going to kind of continue past and ride northwest until you get out of town. On the other side, there's a save point. If you want to grab it, then by all means grab it. But we're not going to be using this one, so we don't really need to worry about it right now. Coming up in front of us is going to be the dragon. Now, he's sleeping, so if you approach him from the left side, you'll catch this a little bit faster because he won't get up as soon. But you want to just grab this item in the corner right here, which is the key to the Raya Lucaria Gate. Now, if you do this right, he shouldn't aggro, which means that we can end up warping ourselves back to the South Gate if we want to. Now, since we grabbed the South Gate already, when we hop off this time, we're going to go to the left. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this, but I prefer to ride around to the corner just in case I end up screwing the pooch here. I don't want to die. But if we do die, we end up at a stake. So we're going to jump off, kind of hop over toward the roof. We just barely made it, so that's good. Keeps things moving quick. From here, I prefer to grab the seed that's located right out here in front of the church or whatever it is that you want to call it. And then you're going to end up turning 90 degrees to the left and running up over the top of these pieces of rubble. From here, you'll notice there's a tower right in the middle of the water. We're going to run up to the tower and take this portal. This is going to put us right side of Caria Manor, where we get to meet Iggy. Hop up on the rock. 1, 2. And then grab this point here, because we'll need to come back. Now, Iggy will sell us all of the Somber stones that we need. We're not going to buy them just yet, because we don't need them, but here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we're going to end up warping back to the Lucaria Gate, and this time we're going to go inside of Raya Lucaria. For those of you keeping track at home, it's been about 11 minutes. We're going to ride the lift to the top, and then head inside of the Raya Lucaria Academy. Now, obviously, this is moving at a little bit more of a faster pace than most people would attempt to do this in, but I've had a little bit of practice doing this because I've been trying to make a very efficiently looking video for quite some time. If you really want a time save, you can always do a skip, where you end up exiting out of the game and then just kind of loading back into it, which will end up going faster than the time it takes to actually open that door. I know it sounds stupid, but it's true. You also end up resetting the AI, which kind of helps a little bit. And if you want to do a little bit of a safety save, you can also grab that here. From here, you want to run down, past the zombies. Hopefully you don't get grabbed. Get a little bit more regen. You want to cross the bridge here by cutting underneath the rung. Cut between this rung as well, behind the gravesite. And then you want to run up the hill to the right here. Hopefully not getting hit by any arrows. If you're starting a character that doesn't really have a lot of armor like this one, your other option is to grab this here, the Carian Knight Armor, and then just do another reset. What that will do is reset the AI so that they're always back at the gravesite kind of praying away. That'll give you enough time to be able to swap your armor if you want to. Like so. So this should give us a little bit more armor. But again, you want to just roll into this guy, knock him forward, and hopefully he grabs you, carries you over the edge. Then when he lands, he'll die, and you want to run forward and hop onto the elevator here as it goes down. And when you get to the bottom, you're going to be looking in the direction that I'm currently looking with my camera. You want to catch this guy early. Now he's going to rush us. Hopefully we grab on the second one. There we go. Now this looks like it's killing you. But really it's a warp to the volcano manor. Now that warp actually isn't supposed to be... it's not a bug. That warp is actually intended. There's an NPC in the game that will tell you about it. The first playthrough I had, I actually learned about it from that NPC, which was kind of cool. So we're going to jump off here, like this. We're going to take a drink of our flask as we walk forward, take another hit, drink again, top us off. We're just going to keep running forward. Now this is where we get the Somber stones that we need, and also a rune. So we're going to hop over the lava flow here. We're going to jump up, grab this, run forward, head up here to the left, jump up on top of the roof, Somber Smithing Stone 6, and then jump off the roof here, and head up to the right. We're going to run up the stairs to the left. But before we do, we want to make sure that we have a shield on, just in case we need it, because of this lizard guy right here. So we're going to turn and look at him and hold our shield up for that reason. Because our hit points are so low, that probably would have killed us. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Now we run over to the right and collect this stone right here, stone 5. So now we have 5 and 6, if you're keeping track. We're going to bait out this guy here, run by him. Now you can try and jump the gap, but I always prefer to run around because I just don't trust my jumping ability as of yet. You're going to turn this on. Looks like this guy's going to get you baited out. We're going to skip the audio, the visual, and he should be stuck right there on the edge of the bridge. Now this jump is always made better or easier when you're light in armor. So you might want to try taking everything off, but we're going to hop up here and then we're going to aim right for this corner. There we go. Third try. Okay, as soon as we jump up here, it's going to wake up this guy. We're going to grab this and just run on by. Make sure that you have all of your stamina charged up. You're going to turn right, and you're going to run right by these guys. Split the uprights and run right down the hallway here. Get a little recharge. Keep on trucking. Grab this, which is our Royal Knight's Resolve upgrade. That's what we want for the Ash. That gives us double damage. And then we're going to open this. Practice our skipping timer as we open the door. We're going to head down to the right. Talk to this lady here. She'll give us the key. And then we're going to turn left. Head right through this door here. And grab this. The Recusant Finger. Now, in grabbing the Recusant Finger, that allows us to be able to do unlimited invasions. So, now you have a character that you can build however you want that's level 9 and ready for PvP. Grab the Lost Grace, and now we're going to end up warping ourselves back to Round Table Hold. Now, it's possible we may not have enough runes at this point to be able to pay for all of the upgrades that we would want. But the reason why we go here is just so that we can get the blacksmith and sell off all of our runes. So as of now, we have 9,000. We go back to Iggy. So right now, we're just missing stone 4. But that's okay. So we've got Volcano Manor. We took care of the skip. The only thing that we have left to do is get the last 2 runes that we need. Now, there are technically 2 ways to do this to get Somber Stones 8 and 9. This is the straightforward way. There's another way that deals with going into Farum Azula and using what's called a wrong warp. But that technique is a little bit touch and go and is kind of difficult to execute depending on who you are and what you're capable of. So rather than doing that, I figured that this would be an easier method. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up riding east along the road, and then we're going to turn left after the bridge and head down into this valley. We're looking for the Third Church of America. Once you get to the church, you're going to ride inside. Don't worry so much about the giant. Grab the Flask of Physic, because that's worth having. Grab the Sacred Tear, hop through the window, right over into the corner. From here, you can grab a teleporter, and this will take you to the door outside of Garank. Once we get in Grail's Dragon Barrow, we're going to end up hopping down, riding straight ahead, and grabbing the golden seed at the bottom of this little sapling on the way by. The other thing that we really have to do is grab this waypoint right down here. Now, Somber Smithing Stone 9 is located right here in these ruins. If you kind of cut through in this direction like I am, you can hop off and hit this guy right here against the wall. So you just stand here and keep on hitting away. And the reason why we stay right here in the middle is because if you deviate to one side or the other, you'll end up aggroing one of the 2 little pygmy guys that are kind of patrolling in this area. So if you take the path exactly like I just showed you, you shouldn't end up having any aggro issues. From here, you want to go across the bridge, kind of just thread the needle between the dragon's wing and his leg, kind of in the exact direction that I'm riding right here. Just kind of keep it as a steady sprint. You should be just fine. Now, if you cut to the left, there is 4 runes that show up in these coffins. They're worth grabbing because they're worth a few thousand. From here, hop up on top of this rock and make sure that you take a straight jump down like this. If you end up hitting any of these trees on the way down, you'll die when you hit the ground. And you obviously don't want to have that happen. And just as a quick aside, if you end up needing quick runes because you're short for whatever reason, you didn't collect something on the way, this is a very, very easy farm. You can just ride down here to the bottom. Right about here where this rocky outcropping is, there's going to be a ball that shows up. Just auto-target it like this. Roll off to the side, watch it fall. And when it hits, you'll get about 2,000 runes. You can warp back up here to reset the AI spawn and just do that over and over again at infinitum. Makes for a really cheap and easy way to get whatever points you might need. Now, in this case, we're going to take a quick rest just so that I know that I have the 11 strength that I need to be able to wield the axe. We're just going to switch to it in our main hand. Now, from here, we still need to get our last Somber Smithing Stone. We need the +8. So we're going to hop up here and continue riding. As you're heading through, you want to keep a lookout for the Guardian here on the left. If you get too close, you'll aggro him, and that's never good. A good safety save is also one to grab up here. You're going to want to warp back to this in case you want to farm this dragon. It's worth about 74,000 runes. Grab this save point real quick, and then you want to head toward that giant tower. right up there. So you can take whatever route you want, but we're basically going to be going right in front of that giant tower. That's where we want to be. We're really looking for the hill right there that leads up to the tower with those roots sticking out. There are a couple of drakes right here in this little shallow pond, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. You're going to hop up on top here, and if you notice, there's a little ball sitting right on top of this ground root, right at the tip of my helmet, right there. That's the other bug that we want. You can actually push this bug right over to the edge. But if you get him stuck like this, it makes for easy stuff. Just be careful of this one, though, because it explodes. And there's Somber Smithing Stone 8. So if you're paying attention, or if you were paying attention, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is still on the vendor, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That is all 9 Somber Smithing Stones with a played time of 29 minutes. There you go. Thanks for coming by. You can outfit whatever weapon you want from here on out. And happy trails. Thanks.